And we're back with part 3 of our exclusive interview with Courtney Trouble. Just now, she was just showing me what color panties she was wearing. She was showing me her boobs. I'm sure when you're interviewed, a lot of people don't know how to approach you because what I'm trying to say is, I guess they figure you'd want a more serious interview. And so, because I've never really seen or read a fun porn star type interview, like, when did you lose your virginity? What's the biggest cock you ever had? Or, people don't ask you those questions. I guess they think, you would prefer the more intellectual kind of interview.
I like both.
You do?
Yeah.
All right. So, without getting too graphic, okay. Name some of your favorite girls to work with. And maybe tell me why you love working with them.
Out of this year, God, there's so many.
So many.
In my movie Hard Femme, I did a scene with April Flores that I think is one of my best performances. And something that I really loved about it is that we basically invented a new sex position that only fat girls can do with each other called the 88, which is where she was sucking my tits and I was over her sucking her tits.
Oh, okay.
So it was like this never-ending tit-sucking circle of life.
Yeah.
That was amazing. And it was just so juicy and passionate and sexy, and her pussy's really nice, and she made me squirt, and I got to fuck her tits. It was just, it was dirty.
Do you ever sometimes wish you had a cock so you can just
Always.
Always?
That's like the best question I've ever been asked.
Really?
I totally wish I had a cock. I mean, it's amazing because I can strap one on and take it off, and I don't have to worry about cleaning it or or putting it away.
Yeah.
Or if I feel like if I did have a dick that was always attached to me, it would be really difficult for me in places like this because I would just always have a boner.
Well, you do learn how to control your boner.
Yeah.
I mean,
You do? I don't know if I'd ever learn.
No, it's easy. Well, if you're a fan and you're not used to being around or talking to beautiful women every single day, because I'm not to say that I'm jaded, because I'm so not jaded. But when you have to be professional, you have to just say to yourself, this is just a girl that I'm interviewing. I cannot focus on her body. I'm just focused on her questions. You can jerk off about her later on, but right now, you have to be professional. So even the girls who I'm like really friendly with, like you, even I'm still gonna be like respectful to you. But right now, I just want to ask you a bunch of dirty porno style questions. I'm sorry. I've been waiting a long time to do this. Okay. Because nobody, like I said, nobody ever asks you those kinds of questions. Everybody's afraid to. So
I know.
So
or maybe they just they want to ask me how to run a porn site or design a website or ethical questions about porn or whatever. But
how much did you want to get in on that scene in Girl Pile? Did you?
Oh my God. So one of the performers is here, and one of the performer's girlfriend is also in this room. So I don't want to get too disrespectful, but I really wanted to dive into Girl Pile.
That's the movie.
This is one of the dirtiest covers I've ever done too, because it was just got a bunch of stills or whatever. I really wanted to get in on some Arabelle and Tori Lux action, actually. They were being so cute and perverted and rough with each other, and it just looked like way too much fun.
It definitely looked like a party.
I've definitely performed with Arabelle before, and it was one of the more wild experiences that I've had in front of a camera. Those girls are magical and fierce and sexy, and I would totally just put them entirely in my mouth if I could. They're so hot.
I interviewed Brad Armstrong yesterday, and one of the questions that I asked him was, have you ever had an idea in your head, and you went and directed the film, but then during the shooting process, you realized it was not coming together? Has that ever happened to you?
I've been so lucky in that sense. Because I jump into my scenes like, I'm just going to let these people get down and dirty. I'm going to let them have the kind of sex that they want to have, and the chemistry will be there and everything will be hot. because I don't go in with too many expectations of the actual sex, I think people just like get down and dirty and have fun. You know, people have their ups and downs, but like for the most part, I think that my sets are more fun.
If there was a guy you could perform with, if you know, I know you'll probably never perform with a guy.
Never
but
say never.
but
2014 is a long year.
if there is a guy in porn you have your eye on, who's that?
Well, I do have plans to do a boy girl in 2014. And I've always had a crush on Wolf Hudson.
Wolf
And
Hudson. Okay.
I'm gonna let him be first.
Great. Okay. Okay. You mentioned Lexi Bell as your dream girl, but
One of them, yeah.
oh, you know what? Here, forget that. But are there any other upcoming girls, that you have your eye on that you feel are going to have like a really great career?
I've been working with a lot of hot girls lately. I'm staring at a picture of Chelsea Poe right now, who's this really young, really cute alt trans girl, and I just think she's gonna be so fucking famous. I also have a huge crush on Minnie Scarlett, who's like a softcore fashion model, and she just has such a hot body. We shot a scene together that was lesbian POV both ways, so we just handed the camera back and forth from each other. That's on Indie Porn Revolution. And that girl's so hot, and she's brand new, and I think that she's gonna be really famous.
Okay.
I know that Ella Darling's been around a couple of years, but I feel like she's just one of the most incredibly sexy people on earth. I would love to see, and from what I hear is that she's starting directing and making her own porn. So I'm going to include Ella Darling on this list because I want to see the porn that she makes. I think it's going to be really, really beautiful.
I guess I should ask you one question regarding XCritic. They've given you your films, Lesbian Curves 1 and 2, Girl Pile, 3 XCritic picks in a row.
Same with trans girls too, yeah.
So
4 XCritic picks this year.
4 XCritic picks. So what does that mean to you when people give you really great reviews on your work?
You know, I've always gotten such great feedback from like the feminist porn crowd and the porn for women crowd, and and that's awesome and great, and I expect them to love me because they've always loved me, and I'm like teacher's pet with them basically. They're gonna love everything I do. But to get attention from a mainstream media outlet like XCritic, where they are getting the best, most highly produced, biggest budget movies in and reviewing them and giving them 5 stars on everything, and seeing one of my films next to that with the same rating, it's amazing. I always thought that if people could just see what I'm making, that they would think it was good. I've been making this for 10 years, and finally people are seeing what I'm making and they think it's good, and I think XCritic has been a huge part of that for me. I think that it's really gotten me noticed by a lot of new fans. And it's just so exciting to see my stuff next to the big boys and be like, fuck yeah, I can make lesbian porn.
You certainly can. I've gotten a boner from it. You don't mind when you hear guys say, like, I'll be honest with you, maybe I don't really get the feminist aspect of it. I'm a guy. Okay, in my personal time, you make films. The films that you make are the kinds that, that I would jerk off to. So you don't have an issue when guys just watch your stuff just to jerk off to.
Not at all. I mean, I don't think that feminist is a dirty word. I think that feminism doesn't exclude men at all. I think that feminism is also meant to benefit men, because I think one of the biggest problems is that we're all put in these little boxes of what we're supposed to be, including men. They're told, like, this is what a man is, and that's a very small box, and feminism is meant to take us out of that realm and just let us be people who are attracted to each other and want to fuck each other and, like, want to jerk off to each other's porn, I don't think that male sexuality is evil or bad or annoying. I love it. And I think that's the biggest misconception about feminist porn, like, it's not supposed to be anti-porn or anti-guy. It's just supposed to entice an interaction, a new interaction between genders.
10 seconds.
Yeah.
So, real quickly, where can the fans find you if they want to contact you? Your Twitter is at Courtney Trouble,
Yeah,
right?
if you want to talk to me, Courtney Trouble on